Oh, what's going on, my peopleizations? My peopleizations. We starting the week off strong. What's goody? What's good, my peopleizations? What's goody? What's goody? Wipe your feet before you come inside. Ring my doorbell before you walk in the house. Smash that like button, people. Let's work. Let's work. Let's work. And let's work some more. So we see that Eddie Hearn, right, is saying that Deontay Wilder is not going to be a factor in preventing Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury fight from coming to fruition. And we see 4-division world champion superstar boxer Adrien the Problem Broner, right, saying that he wants to exit PBC, gives them an ultimatum, lets them know. So let's talk about it today. Before we get into this, I need everybody wipe their feet before you come inside. Ring my doorbell before you walk in my house. Smash the like button. We got 250 people. Let's get 250 likes. Smash that like button. Let's work, and let's work some more. Okay? Before that, let me pay the bills real quick. Shout out to my brother Terrence Bailey Sr. He has a big event coming up. It was originally scheduled for June 12th. Now it has been pushed back to July 5th, which is the day after, the Monday after the 4th of July. And they're going to have a special unveiling. It's going to be the Operation Frederick Douglass on the Hill is a historic mural being painted by world famous artist Michael Rosado and commissioned by the Frederick Douglass family. It will be placed in the oldest African American community in the United States, in the Hill community of Eastern Maryland, to be unveiled this summer. Please support the effort by donating to the $50,000 goal. Go to Operation Frederick Douglass on the Hill on Facebook and follow and donate there. Again, you can go to Operation Frederick Douglass on the Hill on Facebook to follow and donate there. Once again, go to Operation Frederick Douglass on the Hill on Facebook. You can follow and donate there. This event is going to take place June 5th. It's the Monday following the 4th of July. Also, go check out my brother Terrence Bailey Sr. on the mic with Terrence Bailey Sr. And you can check out It's Yours Radio. It's with a Z, Yours with a Z Radio, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday. Also, check them out on Live 97, 975. Listen live, the live975.com. Go check them out, okay? All right, let's get into this. My brother Keon, Everything Boxing and Sports. What's going on with you, great brother? Leave the link so that people can subscribe to your channel. Go subscribe to my brother Keon, Everything Boxing and Sports. My peopleizations. So let's get right into this, okay? They're doing their best to try to bypass Deontay Wilder. Smash the like button, wipe your feet before you come inside, ring my doorbell before you walk in the house. 275 people. We should have 275 likes. Smash the like button. Let's work. So with that said, they're doing their best to try and bypass Deontay Wilder. Okay. And salute to each and every one of my peopleizations in the building. Okay. I'm running late. I ran behind. So that's the reason why I didn't get a chance to greet all my peopleizations. But guess what? Y'all know as the show goes, I will greet each and every one of my peopleizations because I appreciate y'all 1,000%. So with that said, Eddie Hearn is essentially saying that they guarantee an announcement, an official announcement next week, next Friday. 2 more weeks because this is Monday. So he's saying by next Friday, essentially 2 more weeks, they'll have another announcement. They'll have an announcement for Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua. And essentially they're saying that Deontay Wilder is not a roadblock. And that Deontay Wilder situation with Tyson Fury is settled. It's done with. If that's the case, now Eddie Hearn also states that they have narrowed it down to 2. They have narrowed it down to 2 venues, so to speak, venues and locations and things of that nature. Weren't you guys supposed to get an announcement 2 weeks ago? Didn't they sign the contracts? They had the big announcement. All parties involved signed the contract, and we was ready, signed, sealed, and ready to be delivered. That was 3 weeks ago. That was 3 weeks ago, right? How long does it take to get this fight done? How long? Because isn't it the case where they're saying that it doesn't matter? It doesn't matter when the fight takes place because the investment groups are just looking to be a part of a big major event, right? And yeah, St. Louis Mick, he said, wait, how many days they have left out of that 30-day deadline, right? Well, Lewis Grain said it's not been 30 days yet. You're right, Lewis. It hasn't been 30 days, and yet Eddie Hearn said they need an extension. It hasn't been 30 days, and he's already saying they need an extension. An extension on what? If you announce that both parties involved signed the contract 3 weeks ago, both parties involved signed the contract 3 weeks ago, and Tyson Fury, according to Tyson Fury, they agreed to the 2-fight deal 11 months ago, and both parties are signed 3 weeks ago, and they had a 28-day window, or what? Because I have to ask you this question. Why do you, first of all, ask yourself this. Why did they have a 28-day window to begin with? If they agreed, then it doesn't matter how long it takes for them to find a venue, right? If all parties involved agreed to this fight, right? And all parties involved agreed. Get eight Moody one. Get him out of here. Don't even want to see him today. Goodbye. Now go watch from afar. So now think about this. If Deontay Wilder is not a factor, he's not a factor. He don't play a part, right? And all parties involved agreed to fight, right? Nicholas Long, what's going on with you? Appreciate you, great brother, in the super chat. He says, salute, Blue. Salute to you, great brother. So all parties involved agreed to the fight. Everybody wants to fight. Why did they have a 28-day window to begin with? When everybody get Glenn Burton, goodbye. Goodbye, Glenn Burton. So, back to regularly scheduled programming. So anyway, if you have all parties involved and they agreed and you have no other obligations, you have obviously Anthony Joshua, he has the WBO mandatory in Oleksandr Usyk, right? He has the WBO mandatory in Oleksandr Usyk, right? So maybe that's the reasoning for the 28-day window. But aside from that, salute the box fans in the super chat. Appreciate you. Aside from that, why did they give themselves a limitation? For what? Why would they say, we all agreed that we want this boxing match. We want this undisputed match. So where did the 28-day window come from to begin with? Because then that means that Tyson Fury is, if Tyson Fury says, oh, we got 28 days to make this fight happen, or I'm going elsewhere, then that means Tyson Fury is not committed to this fight. David the Real Thomas, happy birthday to you, great brother. Happy birthday. So that means, right? AG said 21 days is for the bidding of the fight between the USA's. First of all, why would the USA be in the running? See, these are questions that you should ask yourself before you even repeat certain things. Why would the USA be involved in the bidding for this fight when it's the biggest fight in the UK? Why are they waiting? Why would the USA be involved in this fight? Because didn't Anthony Joshua tell you guys that he owes it to the fans in the UK to fight undisputed on UK soil? So why is the UK even an option? Why is the UK even an option? Okay, and then he says Saudi Arabia and Dubai, right? So everybody else, everybody involved, Jalen, peace and blessings, Queen. So everybody involved, right? So now there's a bidding going on for this fight. But Tyson Fury is unhappy with the way things are going. And then his father, Big John Fury, he says, make it happen or we going elsewhere. Make what happen if you guys all agreed and signed the contract? See, unlike everybody else, right, I can read between lines. I don't just go with what they tell me. So why would Big John Fury say, oh, well, Tyson Fury, Eddie Hearn, I want you guys to sign the contract and make it happen? He said, put your money where your mouth is. For what? What is he talking about? And the brother said they need a 28-day window. So now listen to this. The bidding is basically to look for the most money. The UK is not an option because of no fans. Okay. So, AG, the US, why is the US in running? Because there's only 2 places in the US. See, this is what I'm saying. We have to slow ourselves down and think about things before we repeat it. So you're saying the UK is not an option because fans are not in attendance. Well, in the US, there's only 2 places in the US that fans can attend to the fight and watch the fight. But why would you come to the US? Let's help me understand. So you're going to have the biggest fight in United Kingdom history in Dallas, Texas, Arlington, Texas, in the United States. Emmanuel H., my brother in the super chat, dropping that halfer. Dub on your boy Blue. He says, salute Blue Kings and Queens in the chat. Blue, what I tell you when we first talked about this, their next announcement will be, we're having an announcement coming in the next couple of weeks. Shaking my, this is facts. So the biggest boxing match in UK history is going to take place in Arlington, Texas, in the United States. I'm gonna ask you again. I'm asking for a friend. So the biggest fight in UK history is going to take place in Arlington, Texas, at Dallas Cowboys Stadium in the United States. With a 6-hour difference in time zone. Because here in New York, it's a 5-hour difference than in the UK. Right? A 5-hour difference than the UK. Right? So Texas is an hour behind New York. So that means it's a 6-hour difference from, so if the fight took place here in the States at Arlington, Texas, let's say the fight, because fights here are not going to take place. They're not going to ring walk until at least 11 o'clock. So you're talking about 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, the biggest fight in UK history will be taking place. I'm asking you, how does that add up? So the biggest fight in UK history will be taking place at 5 o'clock in the morning. T-Tape, my brother, what's going on with you in the super chat? If it was how they say, then the fight would be scheduled already to appease Fury. They're not making the fight because they can't make the fight, period. Salute to you, great brother T-Tate in the super chat. Appreciate you. I'm just asking because they're saying that I'm making up stories. Didn't the brother just come here and say, oh, Blue Blood is making up stories? Somebody here tell me, what story did I make up yet? I told you guys that this fight was being held up. Tyson Fury announced it. I told you guys back in June when Tyson Fury said, oh, we're making a fight happen. June 10th of 2020. We are April 5th of 2021. And they still don't have anything set in concrete. June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. 11 months ago. AG, my brother in the super chat. Tyson Fury is unhappy, but he knows what's happening. It's most likely going to happen in Saudi Arabia. They'll put the most money in. So let me ask you, AG, why would Tyson Fury be unhappy? What is he unhappy with? Hubble Telescope, my brother. Kavan Slim, my brother in super chat. That fight does no numbers in the U.S. Salute, Blue. Salute to you, kid. Absolutely not. I'm asking you, why would Tyson Fury be unhappy if he's getting ready to land the biggest fight of his career and the biggest fight in UK history for Undisputed? What is there to be unhappy about if everything's going according to plan? Everything's going according to plan, right? So what's there to be disgruntled about? See, this is what I'm saying. We don't even stop ourselves and say, hold on, let me put one and one together. So when is the fight going to take place? In July? Mike Cash, my brother in the super chat, he said that fan excuse is BS. It's not in the UK because Fury doesn't have a license there. This is a fact. This is a fact, great brother. We got 600 people here. How many likes we have? He says, because Tyson Fury has not fought in a long time, he wants to fight as soon as possible because of his long... Right. Okay, so I'm asking you a question. He's a party involved. So why aren't they appeasing him? He wants the fight to happen ASAP. What's the holdup? Albert Soto, my brother in the super chat, appreciate you. I'm asking you. So then where's the holdup? Tyson Fury has agreed. We got 650 people. Let's get 650 likes. Tyson Fury has agreed. He wants to fight. What is the holdup? Why is his dad and why is Tyson Fury not happy with the way things are playing out? Why? What's the holdup? Now, what did I tell you? What did Eddie Hearn say? Eddie Hearn said, I'm tired of telling the fans in 2 weeks we're going to have an announcement. He told you that a month and a half ago. And what did he say today? He said a month and a half ago, almost 2 months ago, I'm not going to say anything else about this because I'm tired of telling the fans that in 2 weeks we'll have an announcement. I keep saying that every 2 weeks that we're going to have an announcement. Did Eddie Hearn say that or did I say that? Did Blue Blood say that or did Eddie Hearn say that? Who said that? Me or him? Who said that they're tired of saying in 2 weeks we're going to have a fight, an announcement? Did I say that or did Eddie Hearn say that? See, here's the problem. See, people don't. It's easy to come here and say, "Oh, Blue Blood is the Blue Blood." No, 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 no. Stop yourself. Ask yourself this question. Eddie Hearn is the one that said. Eddie Hearn said, "I'm tired of telling the fans in 2 weeks we're going to have an announcement." That's Eddie Hearn. I didn't say that. He said that. He told you that a month and a half ago. And today, he's telling you again today in 2 weeks, because he said next week, by the end of next week. That means 2 weeks. You have, because today is only Monday. So you have this whole week and next whole week. That's 2 more weeks. He's telling you to have something in concrete. Why? Didn't Eddie Hearn tell you guys that investment group came with a blank check and said all he wants to do is be a part of the event? That's it. All he wants to do is be a part of the event, right? So that means it doesn't matter if he gets a return on his investment. That's what Eddie Hearn says. That's what Eddie Hearn said. He's not worried about getting a return for his investment. He's just worried about being a part of the biggest fight in history. Isn't that what he said? So they're not going to take him up on his offer? They're still going to look elsewhere? For what? If somebody came, Lewis Grange said, Blue, the announcement is this week. Okay, Lewis Grange. So then why did Eddie Hearn say next week? PG said the end of this week. He said next week. He said he guaranteed an announcement by the end of next week. And last week, he said that they're going to need it. They're more than likely going to need an extension. No, last week he said they're going to need an extension. Okay, so you guaranteeing that the announcement is going to come on Friday? Quincy Carter, my brother in the super chat. Tyson is like a fugitive in boxing. He running from Deontay and UK for, yeah. My brother Real McCoy in the super chat. He said, Eddie, I know you, Eddie Murphy, voice raw. Facts. So Lewis Grange, you can guarantee PG. You can guarantee PG and Lewis Grange. Y'all can guarantee the announcement come Friday? Now watch this now. Can y'all guarantee the announcement come Friday? And if they saying that, and they're telling you that they guarantee you an announcement is coming Friday, then that means they have everything squared away. So why don't they announce it now? Why do they have to wait till Friday? So Louis Grange, if they don't announce it this Friday, then what's the plan? 650 people here. Smash the like button. My brother Renee Bosh Young. Go subscribe to my brother Renee Bosh Young. Yusuf Kawhi, what's going on? So, if they don't announce it this Friday, so this Friday, we should all be expecting a huge announcement, right? He said they still have to decide between Saudi and Qatar. So let me ask you a question. Then what happened to the investment group that came to Eddie Hearn 3 weeks ago? It's definitely Friday. Okay, cool. Goldie Boyley, what's going on with you? Okay, now you hear them. They guaranteeing that Friday we're gonna get this announcement. Okay, okay. Dakota Harmon, what's going on? For the sake of the fans in the sport of boxing, I hope so. I hope so. Geo James Khalil 98, what's going on with you? I hope so. So Friday we guaranteeing it. Okay. Emmanuel H, my brother in the super chat, dropping that dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. It can be this week, next week, the following week. Wilder wins #3. It's funny they're saying everything except what we truly want to hear. Wilder versus Fury 3 in June and July. Win the fight, AJ. They us fans at this point. Oh, for sure. For sure. Blue Saudi are offering the most money. Right. So let me ask you this, Louis Grange. I'm just asking. What happened to Anthony Joshua saying that he couldn't fight undisputed nowhere other than the UK? I'm just asking. I'm interested to know. Smash the like button. Okay, for the fans, because they keep telling the fans every 2 weeks it's going to happen. Oh, in 2 more weeks it's going to happen. In 2 more weeks. Okay. So hopefully Friday, they said Friday, right? Now everybody heard it. Friday for sure, guaranteed, they're going to make the announcement. Right? Guaranteed Friday, we get an announcement. Louis Grange, he said it can't happen in the UK because crowds aren't yet being allowed. Okay, so it's going to take place in Saudi and last time I checked. Look, it just keeps coming. So you saying that it can't happen in UK because of the lack of fans, right? The reason it's not happening in the UK because fans aren't being allowed, right? So somebody explain this to me? Didn't we just have Jamel Herring versus Carl Frampton in Saudi Arabia on Saturday? Right? Right? On Saturday. How many fans you saw there in Saudi Arabia? How many fans was there? How come I missed T Tate's super chat? Oh. How many fans you guys saw there? T Tate, my brother in super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. It would be fall down funny if we did get an announcement, but it was that a date was set for a trilogy. LOL. These Fury fans will be stuck. I mean, listen, at this point in time for the fans of boxing, it's at a standstill and something needs to happen. And something needs to happen. I mean, H, my brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue. He said they changed what they say more than newborns need diaper changes. They know they can't go anywhere except back to the bronze bomber, point blank and period, as Blue would say. So no, but my thing is this, right? They just said that they have to go to Saudi right? But there was no fans there for Carl Frampton and Jamel Herring. Why not? They're open, right? Aren't they open? Jeff Pope says Saudi is not in the UK. I never said it was. When did I ever say Saudi Arabia was in the UK? Never said it was. When did I say it was? I'm just asking. If Carl Frampton and Jamel Herring just fought, there was no fans there. That's exactly. You fall, get up. Exactly. That's my point exactly. And Mayo H, my brother in Super Chat, Blue, they can say the fight on the moon. Fight still not going to happen without Wilder say so. I mean, at this point in time, there needs to be some movement. What's the movement? What's the plan? Jeff Pope said there was 1,000. 1,000 what? There was 1,000 what, Jeff Pope? There was 1,000 what? There was 1,000 what? Cerebral Shadabasa. Salute. Jeff Pope said there was 1,000 fans that called Frampton. He said there was 1,000 fans that called Frampton Jamel Herring fight. Did you guys see 1,000 fans that called Frampton Jamel Herring fight? Because I could have sworn there was 0 fans there. And I could have sworn even the announcers were saying this is completely different having 0 fans there. Now the brother said there was 1,000 fans there. Did I miss something? Who saw 1,000 fans at Carl Frampton Jamel Herring fight? St. Louis Mick, my brother in the super chat. The big announcement next Friday is going to be that they have a big announcement coming in the next couple of weeks. LOL. Facts. More Moss, what's going on? Iron Eagle, my brother in super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. Tyson Fury is going to come in with those funny gloves and kick AJ riding into the sunset. He doesn't about the fight, 2-fight deal, ask Wilder. For sure. You could also ask Vladimir Klitschko. Right. The announcer said it was a bubble event with no fans in attendance. This brother is telling me there was 1,000 fans in attendance. Was there 1,000? Did I miss something? Did I miss something? Was there 1,000 fans and I missed something? My brother Carolina Ryder in the building in the super chat, dropping that hundo on your boy Blue in the super chat. He said, salute to you, King. Appreciate you 1,000%. Did I miss something, people? Was there 1,000 fans allowed to attend Carl Frampton and Jamel Herring fight? Dwayne Jones, salute to Atlanta. Did I miss something? Bobo was in Dubai. JT said neither Saudi or Dubai is allowing 100% capacity. That's what I thought. Jeff Pope said yes. No, Jeff Pope, you missed it. There was no fans in attendance. That's why they said they was in the bubble. And they said that they said that it was going to be really different for Carl Frampton and because Jamel Hearn, he fought with no fans in attendance. Carl Frampton has yet to do it, and it was going to be different for Carl Frampton to get used to it. African Sci-Fi Scholar, my brother in Super Chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue. He said, "Salute Blue. Only thing we getting this Friday is more excuses and a good weekend." Yeah, I can't wait till Friday now. I'm open to see what happens. At least we get something, some movement, right? Adrien Graham, what's going on? Adrien Graham, I'm just. Maybe I missed something. Kevon Slim, my brother in Super Chat, he said there was 1,000 ceiling fans. I mean, I could have sworn the announcers were saying, "Hey, man, this is going to be new for Carl Frampton. Zero fans, and they even went as far as to say, they have very vocal corners, Bomac and Carl Frampton corner, and you're going to be able to hear everything they say because there's no fans in attendance." That's what I heard. That's what I heard, and the crowd was completely. The seats were covered. The seats were covered. So I don't know how 1,000 fans was there. Maybe they're expecting in Saudi and Dubai. Maybe they're expecting there to be, everything to be lifted. Maybe that's the case. Maybe everything will be lifted by July. Maybe that's the holdup. So Saudi Arabia says that they allow 40% of fan capacity. That's Saudi Arabia. 40% of fan capacity at sporting events. So you have more fan capacity in Miami and in Texas than you do in Saudi Arabia. Smash the like button. We got 720 people. Let's get 720 likes. So Saudi Arabia is only allowing 40% of fan capacity. %40 of fan capacity in Saudi Arabia. Where was the other place? Where was the other place? Yeah, smash the like button, man. We got 730 people. Let's get 730 likes. Smash the like button. Let's get it. Where was the other location? Somebody tell me the other location. What was the other location? Qatar, right? Right. Let's look at Qatar. Hold on, let's look. Wait a minute. Qatar, they're not expecting full stadiums until 2022. Qatar says 2022 will host the first full capacity stadium for the World Cup in 2022. They're not looking to have full capacity stadiums until 2022. Till 2022. So 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 you have two places, Saudi and Qatar, and both places are saying that Saudi is saying that 40%, and Qatar is around the same thing, and they're not expecting full stadiums until 2022. Yeah, Qatar, they have 40%, and so does Saudi Arabia. They're not expecting full capacity stadiums until 2022. African Sci-Fi Scholar, my brother in the super chat, once again dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue. He said, Blue, I think I heard Eddie say the other location is Antarctica because they fully open and have no case. Man, it's just I'm confused. Jethro66, my brother in the super chat, he said, Blue, they are going to allow 50,000 fans in July in Wembley if they are like a passport. That's what I heard. Okay, so let's say that's the case. Let's say that's the case, right? If they're gonna have 50%, 50,000 fans at Wembley, so that's 50%, right? Because Wembley holds what, almost 100,000, right? So if you're gonna allow 50,000 fans in 100,000 stadium, that's 50%, right? Right? Sneezy Foster said they don't need a full stadium. AJ Ruiz only had 15,000, right? So, but guess what? You're talking about 15,000. You can't pack out. If the stadium only holds 15,000, you can't host 15,000. You have to have 40% of 15,000, great brother. So if the stadium maxes out at 15,000, you got to say 40% of 15,000. That's less than half. So 7.5 thousand people, and then you got to take that percentage down, 10%. So you're talking about around 65 to 6,700 people. Mr. Nigeria boy said they said 10K for Wembley. See, I'm just box conversation. My brother Reggie Owens, what's going on? Go subscribe to my brother box conversation Reggie Owens. So here's the thing: Blue, Saudi, and Qatar don't need a full capacity crowd to generate the money for the fight. Okay, we're gonna do this again. If they have 40%, right? Then you're talking about, I don't know, if you say the stadium holds 15,000, you're talking about 7,000 fans. If it's only 7,000 fans, 6,700 fans, okay, then what's the holdup? Because essentially, you're not getting a return for your investment anyway. You're not getting a return for your investment anyway. Right? So then, what are we waiting for? What are we waiting for then? Right. So essentially, you're just counting on the investment group funding all the money, right? Wembley holds 90,000. Okay. So Wembley holds 90,000, and you're saying 50,000. That's more than 50%. Okay. So AG said, see, y'all not yeah. C says the Saudi they're putting up the money. Okay. So if they're putting up the money, then what's the holdup? What's the holdup? Smash the like button. Edward Torres, what's going on? Arels, what's going on? Tim Nick, what's going on? So they're trying to decide whether they're going to go to Qatar or Saudi Arabia to stage the fight with limited amount of fans. Okay, okay. I just want movement. As a fan of the sport of boxing, it's time to get movement now. It's movement. What are we doing? We're at a standstill. The heavyweight division made its way back, and now it's at a standstill. On the mic, my brother Terrence Bailey Sr. What's going on with your great brother? Go subscribe to my brother on the mic, Terrence Bailey Sr. Yeah, smash the like button, man. Let's get the likes all the way up. So, we're going to see. So they're saying by Friday we're going to get an announcement. Chaz 313, what's going on? So if Friday we don't get an announcement, what's going to be the reasoning? President Jafar, what's going on? If Friday comes and we don't get an announcement, what's going to be the reason? Map S, what's going on with you? Hey, if we get an announcement on Friday, we get clarification. Louis Grange said it's going to be Friday or nothing. So if the fight don't get announced on Friday, then it's not happening, Louis Grange. Because you sound now knowledgeable about this situation. So Louis Grange. So if the fight don't happen, if everything don't get announced on Friday, then it's not going to happen. Music of Troy. If need be, yeah, I do. Inbox me on Instagram, Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. I'm ready to get movement in the division. Let's get some clarification to what's going to be next. William Old School all day, my brother in the super chat. Salute, Blue. I always look forward to your chats. Oh man, I appreciate you, great brother. I appreciate you 1,000%, man. If this is the case, and Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua gets made, and okay, I want to see Deontay Wilder and Dillian White because then it's out of the fans' control. Just as a fan, I want to see Deontay Wilder, Dillian White. We had the whole scenario with Terrence Crawford and Manny Pacquiao last week, and nothing. No announcement, no nothing. No announcement, no nothing. I just want to get the wheel rolling. I want to get the ball rolling. right? Adrien Graham said the announcement Fridays they need an extension announcement. Yeah, man. At this time, I want to see the fights, man. I want to see Deontay Wilder back in the ring. I want to see Tyson Fury in the ring, Anthony Joshua in the ring. I want to see fights. I want to get clarification because they're getting older. Deontay Wilder's 35. I want to see Deontay Wilder in the ring. Okay, if that's what's going to happen, okay. If that's what's going to happen, I want to see Deontay Wilder and Dillian White. Then Deontay Wilder and Andy Ruiz. DP Rocker, my brother, what's going on? Sir Ambo, what's going on? Keyshawn Johnson, what's going on? John Sheehan, what's going on? Right? That's what I want to see. David Hill, what's going on? James, what's going on? Boston Told 79 Stacy, what's going on? Joshua started camp. That tells me that might be an announcement. Joshua's always in camp. Vern G, what's going on? King Jr., what's going on? Hopefully, listen, I want Deontay Wilder to get his trilogy match because he's contractually obligated to receive his trilogy match. But at this point in time, if that's not going to be the case, and we're not going to get it, right? Terrell Cameron, salute. Fat Cat Shadowboxing, what's going on? Rossi L, what's going on? Right? If we're not going to get it at this point in time, Nick LaRock, what's going on? Then let's get the ball moving. Eddie McLaughlin, what's going on? Right? I want to see Deontay Wilder and Dillian White. Right? Chappelle Show 56, my brother, what's going on? Right, that's what I'm saying, Jalen. If it's not going to happen now obviously, listen, he's going to push it until he gets what he's satisfied with. As fans in the sport of boxing at this point in time, it's just time to get movement. If we're going to get Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, let's make it happen. If we're going to get Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury trilogy, let's make it happen. Solo production, what's going on? Let's make it happen. If we're going to get, I want Deontay Wilder. I want him to fight Dillian White anyway. Todd Friend 600 SG Pass, what's going on? That guy, what's going on? I want to get DJ 235, what's going on? I want to get Deontay Wilder and Dillian White anyway. If he beat Tyson Fury in the trilogy, I want to see Deontay Wilder and Dillian White. At this point in time, I'm going to be honest. This is how I feel. Okay, you just reroute it. You just reroute it. If you're not going to get the right, if they now we understand that you're not Roy H. What's going on? If they Dr. Mofongo, what's going on? If you're not going to get the trilogy match and they somehow maneuvered around you in a contract for the trilogy match, understandable. I understand that you want the trilogy match and you contractually you owed it. It don't happen, right? I feel like this. Now you just reroute it. You just reroute it. Right? Now you got to go, okay, go to Dillian White, go to Andy Ruiz, and make your way back to, he's going to beat Dillian White. He's going to beat Andy Ruiz. And you put yourself right back, and there's nowhere, this is the heavyweight division. Silver Surfer, what's going on? Right? Because this is how I feel. Sylvester Stallone in 2011, what's going on? Scant Ranch 2, what's going on? My thing is this, Jethro 66, what's going on? TR, what's going on? My thing is this, right? Is that it just didn't come in the fashion that us as the fans wanted, because I wanted to see Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua anyway. Not this way. I wanted Deontay Wilder to beat Tyson Fury, and then fight Anthony Joshua for undisputed. Right? Howard Stacks Johnson, what's going on? Sweet Pea, what's going on? Scant Ranch 2, what's going on? That's what I wanted. Terry Berry, what's going on? But if Deontay Wilder is just rerouted, where okay, he whatever happened with the contract, Kyle Brown, what's going on? Right? And you got to go a different route to get back there. Okay. Okay. Now I look at it like this. The only issue I have with this is Tyson Fury's never going to fight Deontay Wilder again. Retros for Life 79 Boxing, what's going on? If this does play out in this man and he don't get the trilogy, and they don't rule in his favor to get the trilogy or take the belt or something of that nature, well, guess what? Tyson Fury's never going to fight him. Tone 40, what's going on? Tyson Fury's never going to fight Deontay Wilder. Kenya B, what's going on? He's going to fight Anthony Joshua. I believe he's going to beat Anthony Joshua. Marvin Rollins Jr., what's going on? Jordan Murray, Los Angeles Lakers, what's going on? I think he's going to beat Anthony Joshua, and then he's going to retire. See, now AJ beats Tyson Fury. At this point in time, he won't maneuver around Deontay Wilder. He won't. Jabari Beth, what's going on? Because see, Anthony Joshua understands that he can't retire without fighting Deontay Wilder. That would bother Anthony Joshua. Jeff Pope said, Blue King answered me. I didn't see what you said. Put it back in the chat. Michael Gardner, what's going on? Jemson Andre, what's going on? Yeah, Jalen, I think Anthony Joshua at this point in time understands that he can't retire without fighting Deontay Wilder. See, Tyson Fury can retire without giving a trilogy because he already fought him twice. Anthony Joshua has never stepped in the ring with him. He has to. There's no way his career is incomplete. Is there actually a contract for a third fight with Wilder or just word of mouth? There's Jeff Pope. There's actually a trilogy. It's actually in the contract. Craig Harriet, what's going on? He said and beat him twice. Okay. Harry Jones Jr., what's going on? All good. Point is, he was due a trilogy. He didn't give it to him. But it is what it is. He was supposed to give Vladimir Klitschko a rematch. He didn't give it to Vladimir Klitschko. So, Sweet Jones, my brother in the super chat, appreciate you. He says, all this back and forth on social media and no fighting is what turns people off of boxing, on boxing. At least the exhibition fights really happening. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. It's time. Ronnie B, what's going on? Ricardo Melrose, what's going on? Combo Breaker 99. Ali Avzar, what's going on? Right? It's time. It's time for us to get the fight. Deion Williams, what's going on? So, if it's in the contract, what's the problem then? Abdul Ahmad II, Grow Music, what's going on? I don't know. Preston Bell, bro, what's going on? The thing is that they're saying that time ran out. Jabril Bay, what's going on? Time ran out, time expired due to the fact that, fans wasn't allowed in attendance. So many things. So many moving parts instead of us getting, the fights. At this point in time, just think about this, people. They could have already fought, and we could just be talking about the winner of that trilogy negotiating with Anthony Joshua for undisputed. You see what I'm saying? CB, what's going on? You understand? We could have had Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury trilogy, and we could be talking about the winner, whomever that be, negotiating with Anthony Joshua for undisputed, and there won't be any Isaac Rose. What's going on? And there won't be any talk of, oh man, this is done. This is supposed to be happening. This contract, all of that would be null and void. We would be simply talking about the top 2 heavyweights for undisputed. Slim Jim 314, what's going on? You understand what I'm saying? We could have already gotten the trilogy. How many likes we got? Smash the like button. So now, Phil J508, Jonathan Simon, what's going on? So now let's look at this. If Friday comes and this week comes and we don't get an announcement for this fight, how's that going to look for Eddie Hearn? How come we got 645 likes? We should be at least at 800 likes right now. Smash the like button. Get the likes all the way up. We should be at least 800 likes right now. Get the likes all the way up. So imagine right now, right? If Eddie Hearn and everybody involved don't announce this fight this Friday, and they continue to tell you another week or 2 more weeks, how's that going to look for their reputation? General Scars, what's going on? Yeah, where do they do that at? New York Forever 777, what's going on? Yeah, smash the like button, man. We should have at least 800 likes right now. Smash the like button. Get the likes to 800. PGH Big Dog, my brother, what's going on? Straight Facts, what's going on? Jeff Pope said, "Come Friday, one way or other, someone is going to look." Yeah, I can't wait. One honor, Johnny Q, Sayad Raziki, Mark Miller, Johnny Q. What's going on? I agree, man. There needs to be moving parts at this point in time. TR, what's going on? I'm trying, bro. You know what the problem is? Gina Thompson, peace of blessings, Queen. One hitter quitter. What's going on? You know what the problem is? Is that the fans, we'll accept anything. See, instead of the fans saying, "Man, you right, man. Why is it taking so long?" Stu Baby Love TV, what's going on? Right? My thing is this, right? The fans should be saying, "Man, what's taking so long?" You have boxers. Get this. You have boxers. Their peers, like Dillian White, like Derek Chisora, like these guys, Jafari Caesar, what's going on, right? They're like, "Man, what's taking so long? What's the holdup? It ain't gonna happen. This, and this, right?" Master Eden, what's going on? North Memphis 48, what's going on? Man, what's going on with this, right? Why is it taking so long? What's going on with this? What they feel that way, but the fans are like, no, it's gonna happen. See, I told you. I told you. Well, you told me what? Tell me when the fight is gonna happen so I could be there. I want to see the fights. That's what I want to see. I want to see the fights. Oh man. Here go the General. 78 Sports TV and the Super Chat dropping that dub on your boy Blue. Salute to the General. Go subscribe to the General 78 Sports TV. He said, "Blue, what it do? The Bucks will win the NBA title this year. Down goes Brooklyn and LA." No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Tonight, all three are playing tonight. Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie. They all playing tonight. Milwaukee is going to be, man, listen, they ain't even going to see Brooklyn in the playoffs, bro. Nico Kumar, what's going on? Hey, the Bucks are not even going to see the Nets in the playoffs because they're going to get eliminated before they even get there. Well, they in third place, right? So the Nets are number 1, the Sixers are 2, the Bucks are 3. So that means the Bucks going to have to play. You know what? The Knicks might eliminate the Bucks, man. The Knicks might eliminate the Bucks, man. What's the standings? If the playoffs started today, who the Bucks playing? Who the Bucks playing? If the season started today? And don't get me started on the Yankees, man. Man, if the season started today, let's look at the standings, shall we? Standings. East. They got the Sixers at 1, the Nets at 2, the Bucks at 3. So that means the Sixers will play Boston, the Nets will play the Knicks. Oh, the Hornets gonna get the Bucks up out of there. The Hornets gonna get the General, the Hornets gonna get the Bucks. The Hornets gonna get the Bucks, General. I can't even say it with a straight face. The Hornets, they number 6, General. They gonna get the Bucks up out of there. Salute to the General in the super chat. Dropping that $500 on your boy Blue in the super chat. He said, I'm gonna ride till the wheels fall off. Bucks for life. I feel you. General, you heard me? They gonna lose to the Hornets. Well, you're gonna be woo-wee. You're gonna be like the Hornets. The Hornets? No, but you know what? The Nets will play the Knicks. They want that anyway. That's good ratings. The Knicks and the Nets in the playoffs, that's good ratings. Look, Jay Lynn talking about why you go through all that and the Lakers will be back. Yeah, they'll be back 2022. Emmanuel H, my brother in the super chat, dropping that dub on your boy Blue. He says 7-8 Sports TV. I'll take that bet. Bucks fall every year, just like this dub I pulled out my wallet to give to the channel. The Bucks stops here. Facts. Mm-mm. Bobo, what's going on? Solo Production, my brother in super chat. Boxing will be on top if we get fights like Wilder versus Fury 3, Tank versus Garcia, Crawford and Spence, Charlo, Benavidez, T.O. versus Haney. Yeah, I agree with you, Solo Productions. I agree with you 1,000%. I agree with you 1,000%, man. It's frustrating, man. Solo Production as a fan of the sport of boxing. Emmanuel H, my brother. And the thing is, Solo Production, all of these guys are in the same weight class. Emmanuel H, my brother in super chat. He said he can't ride till the wheels fall off. If he want, he can't ride till the wheels if he want. They already on 4 flats, so it won't be too much longer till it come off anyway. Hey, the Bucks can't. You know what their problem is? Hey, man, I'm gonna say this. This is what's wrong with the Bucks and the Sixers. Is Giannis right? The gig is up. The buck is up with Giannis, right? He's a great player, but the buck is up with Giannis. Is the blueprint is out there how to stop the Bucks, and they didn't make the proper adjustments to be successful. And when it comes to the Sixers, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Ben Simmons is overrated. He is the most overrated superstar in the NBA. And I love Ben Simmons. But for what they make him out to be, he is super overrated. Super overrated. Like, dude is a third superstar. He is not a number 2. He's not. He's a great defender, right? He can pass the ball, he can handle the ball. Yes, he's a great asset, but he is not your second superstar. No, he is not. He is not your second superstar. He can't do it. The General back in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue. He said, if we get knocked off by the Hornets, I'm going to remove Chris Middleton from oh, oh, man. Jalen said Giannis spends too much time telling these coins. Oh, man. Oh, y'all got me in tears today, man. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. General said if we get eliminated by the Hornets. Oh, snap. Oh, wow, man. General, you got me in tears, bro. Unbelievable. Emmanuel H, my brother, back in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue. He said, I got your money ready because you might as well. Oh, oh, man. Woo. Oh, man. Yeah, y'all got me in tears today, man. Unbelievable. Smash the like button, people. Smash the like button. Oh, man. Man, get the likes up to 1K, my peoples. We should be at 1K. Get the likes to 1K. Jordan Mavericks, yeah, he said Miami. Yeah, they can. They can. Basement Boxer talk, my brother, what's going on? Yeah, Miami can beat the Bucks, man. See, the problem is the Bucks didn't surround Giannis with the proper pieces, man. Yep, Bobo, the 76ers should have picked up. They should have traded Ben Simmons for James Harden straight up. They wanted that straight up. They should have did it ASAP. ASAP. He's a great defender. He can pass the ball. You know what? You know what he is? He is. He's not even good as Ron Artest, Ben Simmons. He's not. He's a great defender, but Ron Artest could shoot better than Ben Simmons. And he could defend. Now the difference is he could pass. You're not gonna win an NBA championship with Ron Artest as your number 2. That's not gonna happen. Mello S, what's going on? That's not gonna happen. Like you look at the Blazers, right? Portland, right? What's the issue with Portland? Size. Is that their best 2 players are small guys. They're small guys. You got Dame Lillard and you have Dame Lillard and CJ McCollum, right? They're great players, but it's just size. Right? They're just not big. You know, they're like the same player. They're like the same player. Chappelle Show 56. We're gonna get in. We're gonna get it. We're gonna make it happen. They're like the same player. Jafari Caesar said Ron Artest is the champion. Yeah, with Kobe Bryant. And Paul Gasol and Andrew Bynum. He wasn't the second best player on that Lakers team. It was Kobe Bryant by far, then Paul Gasol, then Andrew Bynum, then Ron Artest. And you could and you could debate Lamar Odom. My brother, Curtis Anderson, aka Kurt Hunt. Excuse me, Kurt Hunt. My brother Curtis Anderson, aka Kurt Sugar, aka the historian, aka my brother, my co-host. What's goody with you, Kurt?
Oh man, what a weekend it's been. What a weekend. You know, first you had the Jamal Herring and Carl Frampton fight, which I was really wrong about that fight. More on that later. I'm gonna talk about that fight. Then I don't know if anybody see or you blew the Gonzaga and UCLA basketball game. What an
Yep.
incredible basketball game.
Yep.
Then you had Sunday, you had the women's a tremendous game. I was rooting so hard for Arizona to beat Stanford. Came down to the last shot. That guard McDonald's a tremendous player. She missed the last shot. That would have won it. Then you had the versus battle between Earth, Wind, and Fire versus the Isley brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my wife dancing in the living room, slow dancing to the timeless, iconic, legendary songs. One of the greatest love songs, Reasons, to Hello, It's Me, Between the Sheets. It was incredible battle between two iconic groups. That's what kind of weekend it's been. I'm in a good mood. No, I'm in a great mood because you had everything. The start of the baseball season. This weekend was great. Not good, great.
Mm-hmm. I agree, Kurt. I agree. A man H brother in the super chat said, "Blue, we gotta hurry up and get that basketball channel rolled out. I'm ready to cook smoked brisket or bone and ribeye steak. I'm with it all. Oh, for sure. We're gonna make it happen. I'm gonna have it set up this weekend. I'm gonna create a basketball channel. We're gonna have it set up this weekend. I'm gonna need everybody to go over there and subscribe and bring it up to 5K immediately. Smash that like button, man. Let's get the likes to 1K, my peoples. Get the likes up to 1K. Smash the like button. Yeah, Kurt, man. Yeah, hey, Kurt, how wrong we was. But before we get to that, though, Kurt, Adrien Broner, right? He said if he don't get a fight, and I like this mentality from Adrien Broner, if he doesn't get a fight within the next 12 weeks, he's going to look into going to, I don't know how true ESPN is, how realistic that is, but he's going to look into, going to, Triller and I like the Triller move for him, but he's looking into going into a different platform if they don't get him a fight in 12 weeks. And I say this, right, Kurt, why haven't we gotten more announcements for more fights? Now, yesterday, Kurt, hopefully it comes to fruition, but we gotten, at least I got some reports and some news that we could possibly see Jamel Charlo versus Brian Castano in June, late June, with Erickson Lubin and Jason Rosario as the co-main event. That would be a huge fight. That card would be beautiful. You add one more, hardcore boxing fan fight to that card, Kurt. Oh man, that's a night made in heaven, huh?
I'm kind of stumped on the PBC being so quiet. I gave him a bit of a pass because of the pandemic, but it's April, and it's been eerily quiet from the PBC because they have so many staple of fighters, so many matchups interchangeable parts that can be made. And I'm like, well, it's just February. Let's wait until March and April. Then we're going to have this big breakout itinerary of fights. But Blue and Chat, I haven't heard anything. And this is where you make the summer fights. The fights come in from June and July because if the fighters need camps to train and be prepared. But you haven't heard anything. Usually I'm under the impression every year the PBC will put out a seasonal schedule like team sports, like basketball or baseball. They have a plethora of fights, but eerily they have been quiet. So I'm kind of surprised and disappointed, but there's no activity. I mean, we're getting fights here and there, but the PBC it's been extremely quiet with the staple of fighters. Now, maybe they announce sporadically, they announce fights, but I think it's kind of strange and at the same time disappointing that the PBC is not making any noise when it comes to scheduling these fights.
Mm-hmm. Emmanuel H, my brother in Super Chat, dropping that. Dub on us in the Super Chat. He said, salute, Kurt. No disrespect, but your icon pick looks like Curtis Blow a little bit. Glad you're doing better, great brother, and glad to hear you back on the channel dropping knowledge on us.
Curtis Blow. They used to call me that in 8th grade, man.
Yeah, man. Smash the like button, people. Get the likes up to 1K. Smash the like button. Anthony Britt, my brother in the Super Chat. I don't always agree with you, Kurt. You and Kurt, especially when it comes to Bud. I love the energy you and Kurt bring. Appreciate you, great brother. Hey, man, we're not here to, Anthony Britt, we're not always here to agree with one another, right? Because there's no Kurt, there's no right and wrong, right? There's it's all. I mean, we are students of the sport of boxing, so we're gonna get it right more times than none. But there's no guarantee in nothing. Like Kurt this weekend, right? we thought that Carl Frampton was gonna win this fight. Man, we couldn't have been no more wrong. That couldn't have been the furthest thing from the truth. He lost every single round and got dominated and then stopped.
That was very impressive. Man, I was really wrong on this one. When Frampton came out and I text Stormy, I said Frampton is there to be knocked out. But see, I picked Frampton already, so no matter what I say, it was null and void because I made my pick before the fight. See, the first and second round is too late. You could change your mind, but that first pick was Frampton. I picked Frampton to win by UD. First, I said, "Man, how wrong I was." Hearn was going to quit on the stool. Then I said, "Nah, he gonna lose by UD." And yeah, and I'm like, and I seen how Hearn Bomac was giving good instruction. Bomac is not a bad trainer at all. Matter of fact, he's a good trainer. Yeah, because I was listening to him. I listened to the trainers during the, when they be yelling instructions. I like Hearn's check hook. Frampton was running into it when he would come in. But see, when you're a short fighter and there's a big disparity in height, you have to fight like a Joe Frazier or Dwight Muhammad Kwawi. Frampton should have been in the chest of Hearn, but Hearn did a good job to keep him at the end of his jab and the uppercut for a short fighter because Frampton was fighting Hearn mid-range and he didn't have the reach on Hearn where Hearn had the reach on Frampton, and Hearn took advantage of that. And the uppercut, he clipped him, and it looked like Frampton was falling in a backyard pool, like real slow.
Yeah, that uppercut, he was like, boom. And it was like, Matrix slows like.
Yeah, I told Stove, I said, see how he fell? Because remember that old Lipton tea commercial when they fall back? That's how Frampton fell.
Yeah.
And I look, I say, oh man, what a beautiful uppercut.
And then
Now
he him a couple more times. Then he quit.
yeah, he was hurt. They threw in the towel. He was hurt. He was wobbling, and Frampton tried, but he was too hurt because Hearn hit him with a good straight right hand on top of the head. He was gone. His leg was wobbling, and they threw the towel, and that was it. But this is the best I've seen Hearn look. I mean, he showed me something, and I'm gonna tell you something very interesting, Blue and Chat. I put Hearn, I put Hooker, and I put Easter in the same pot. They're talented, and I get on them a lot. But this is what I'm talking about because I know they have it in them.
Mm-hmm.
Hearn fought smart. He fought with vigor, and he could have been even more aggressive, but he was patient. You can't say much because he scored the knockout. He knocked out Frampton, which is not easy. Very impressive. He did it in Dubai, abroad.
Mm-hmm.
We see Easter and Hooker getting into firefights, and Hearn not looking good against Akendo. We picked, Frampton because you're only good as your last fight. But all three of those fighters, when they use their height correctly and they fight smart, it's hard to beat them.
Mm-hmm.
Hooker didn't do it against Ortiz. He got into a firefight. Easter should have dominated certain opponents. He didn't, because he gave up his height, and Hearn last fight. But this fight, he was like really good, and it's the best I've seen him. So, congrats to Hearn. I picked against you, and you showed me something. I don't mind being wrong because my heart was with you. And Frampton, good luck on your, retirement. And Frampton was a good fighter. He was trying to make history, becoming first three-time world champion as an Irish fighter. That didn't happen, and he gave credit to Hearn, and both of them showed good sportsmanship, and that's the way you want it in boxing.
Mm-hmm. Lawrence Pryor Bay, my brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. Much love to you. My brother KDDR 79, 89, brother in super chat. Salute Blue. I believe Heyman sold or in the process of asking PBC my guess and opinion. Yeah, it seems to be something going on, man. KDDR. Thank you very much. There definitely seems like there's something going on, man. Solo Productions, my brother in the super chat. He said, Kurt, do you think we're getting Stevenson and Valdez or Stevenson and Hearn next? Well, I'm gonna say this to that, man. It seems like Jamel Hearn is looking to go around Shakur Stevenson, man. Him posting, he wants Oscar Valdez, and I understand he wants the unification bout, but he knew already going into there. So Lawrence Pryor, my brother Lawrence Pryor Bay in the super chat once again, dropping a half a dub on us in the super chat. Salute to you, great brother. Appreciate you. I just feel like Jamel Hearn is trying to maneuver around Shakur Stevenson. And Oscar Valdez obviously been trying to maneuver around him, but he's the WBO mandatory. What you think, Kurt?
Yeah, that's very interesting because they're friends, but Shakur said he wants to fight. I think both of them going to duck Shakur. I don't think we're going to get that next. I just have a feeling that Shakur is going to fight. Yeah.
Kurt, Kurt, Shakur Stevenson put up the paperwork from the WBO.
Well, if he enforces it mandatory, then they have to fight him. He's going to fight Hearn then. He's the mandatory, so there's no ducking. That's one thing I like about mandatory. You lets you drop the title, and if Hearn do that, then it's back to square one. Because Hearn did say he was going to move up, but if they fight, it's an interesting fight. But I have Shakur beating Hearn by decision.
Yeah, Raider time, my brother in the super chat dropping that half a dub on us in the super chat. Salute Blue and the historian and the chat. Salute to you, great brother. Always coming through, starting up and showing us love. Salute to our phenomenal Mexican, my brother in the super chat. Salute Blue, Bomb Squad all day. Yes, sir. Salute to you, Phenomenal Mexican. Hey, Phenomenal Mexican. And I see your picture of Marquez up, right? Marquez is one of my top 5 favorite fighters of all time. And he's in that new video game, man. And I can't wait. I can't wait, man. Hey, Kurt, do me a favor. Take over for a second.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I would love to see Shakur fight Hearn. I want to see him fight Valdez. I don't think we're going to get the Valdez fight. I think we will get Hearn because, like I said, it's the mandatory. But the question in the chat, I think it was, let me see, King Red said, Kurt, was Dwight Kwawi from Jersey? Yes, he was from Camden, New Jersey. He was a former light heavyweight champion, one of the best inside fighters. We kind of forget about Dwight Muhammad Kwawi. He was a vicious fighter. He beat one of my favorite fighters of all time, Matthew Saad Muhammad. He beat him twice. You know, he beat the heck out of Matthew Saad Muhammad. And then he beat him in a rematch. I remember that fight. It was anticipated. Matthew Saad was kind of past his prime, and Dwight Muhammad Kwawi, you know, had a overhand right, vicious body puncher. You look how good of a fighter he was when he fought Holyfield. He gave old Holyfield all he could handle. Dwight Muhammad Kwawi, along with Mike Tyson and Rocky Marciano, they were short fighters, and this what Frampton didn't do. When you're that short, you crouch, you bend your knees, and you put your head on your tall opponent's chest because you're taking away his reach and you're smothering him, but you're not smothering yourself because your arms are shorter. You know, that's just scientific. That's just, you know, sweet science of boxing. But Kwawi was a very good fighter, very good fighter. He tucked his chin very well. Holyfield in the second fight, after their epic battle the first time, knocked out Kwawi. And Kwawi was quite never the same after that. He fought George Foreman. He was stopped, but that was Kwawi at the end of his rope. But, you know, talk about the PBC. I don't know. I don't know if they have money problems. You know, I don't know. You guys would know before I would, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I can't think of why they're so quiet. Maybe the third quarter of the year they would have fights, but usually they have, like I said, a seasonal schedule where they have a whole bunch of fights because they have the fighters. And like Blue said, they can have a card, you know, where, you know, you can have Charlo Castano and Lubin Rosario. That's a hot double header, man. If I ever saw one, that could be so easily made. That would be a very good double header. I would enjoy that. You know, Charlo Castano's an outstanding fight. I picked Charlo on that one, and Lubin and Rosario. Rosario is dangerous. I picked Lubin, but I'm not comfortable with that pick because I think if Rosario land solid on Lubin, I think he'll do a lot of damage. So, you know, I'm looking forward, even though this is April next month, I'm really looking forward to Ramirez and Taylor, man. That's the one fight I keep thinking about in the back of my mind because it's a truly 50-50 fight. I love Ramirez's left hook. You know, I love Josh Taylor's tenacity. They could fight. They both could fight. So, and that's for undisputed. And looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. You know, Chocolatito and Estrada probably fight for a third time. You know, and we talk bad about, you know, today's boxing, but we do get some good fights, but we just don't get them in a timely manner. You know, they're too spread out. If we can get them back to back to back, then we're not going to say too much about boxing. But I don't know what's going to happen with Fury and Joshua. I was following it very close, but, you know, it's like, you know, eeny, meeny, miny, mo with them. And another announcement supposed to be coming, you know, I think on Friday, for what I understand. So I'm going to see what's going to happen. And, you know, Bud Crawford supposed to make an announcement. I don't know. It's, you know, they just pull us any direction they want us to go. Remember how Devin Haney and Gary Russell was going back and forth, and you think that they're going to fight and they don't, and then you don't hear nothing, and then it was Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis. You see what I'm talking about? They, it's like the boy who cried wolf, and you don't hear anything. And they're two excellent fights. Can you imagine Haney Russell and Garcia Tank? This is what I'm talking about. And now we don't hear a word. Now, Garcia, for what I understand, I heard the fight was signed with Javier Fortuna. That could be a tricky fight. I still like Garcia, but Fortuna can give him some problems because he's awkward and he's very experienced. We don't know what's going to happen with Tank. We got to wait and see. He got, out of the ring problems, and hopefully he can get everything squared away. We want to see Tank back in the ring because he's a knockout artist. He's very exciting, and he's a very good fighter. I'm surprised that we haven't gotten announcements with Spence and Ugas. What is the holdup? What is the holdup? I'm surprised we haven't gotten an announcement with Charlo and Castano. It is a fight that needs to be made because I love seeing Undisputed. So if we're lucky, we can get Joshua and Fury for Undisputed. Well, there's a lot with that, with the arbitration looming. And we can get Charlo Castano, and we can get Ramirez and Taylor. So that's 3 fights right there for Undisputed if things go right. In boxing, things don't go right. It's usually the other way around, so let's see what happens. But the PBC's been very quiet. It's kind of alarming. And Adrien Broner said, if they don't give me fights, and I like that mentality. He wants to fight. Even though he loses his big fights, he wants to fight. So, I beg Adrien Broner up. He wants to stay busy. He wants his career to resume. So I don't know what's going on. And we praise Al Heyman, but he's not susceptible to criticism. They're quiet. I wonder why. Maybe you guys know what's going on. Let me go in the chat because I like talking to you guys. Yeah, somebody asked me who did I like tonight between Baylor and Gonzaga. I'm rooting for Baylor, but I think Gonzaga's going to win. Baylor's going to have to shoot at least 45% from the 3-point line to win because Baylor with Timmy and Kispert on the inside, and then you got Jalen Suggs who made that incredible shot against UCLA. They're like the best team, but the best team doesn't always win, especially in college basketball. A lot of crazy wackiness. Baylor has a really good team too. They have Davion Mitchell, who's a really good player, and they got Mayer, who comes off the bench. I really like him, man. Give him a spark, but they're gonna have to shoot at least 45% from the 3-point line. It should be a really good game. I'm looking forward to it. But I like Gonzaga. They haven't lost this year, but they play in a kind of weak league. It's not like the ACC or the Pac-12 or what have you. It's different when you're playing tough teams every 2 days rather than once or twice a year. Because Gonzaga's supposed to play Baylor, but the game was canceled because of the pandemic. But it should be a great game. I'm looking forward to it. But my heart is with Baylor, but my head tells me Gonzaga. Let me go in the chat. Let me see. Let me see what you guys are saying. I like talking to you guys a lot. Somebody said, man, it's not a secret. Canelo is juicing, man. Canelo don't need the juice. He's a terrific fighter, but he did get caught with that meat. Dre Finey said, salute, brother Kurt. At Kurt Sugar, is it true Canelo got caught busted of steroids? Well, it was clenbuterol. Yeah, it's true. What you guys think of the versus battle last night? I enjoyed. Somebody calling me. I hate when I get calls when I'm doing the show. The versus battle was incredible, man. I mean, classic song after classic song. It was incredible. I really enjoyed it, man. Earth, Wind, and Fire, one of my favorite groups. I love the Isley Brothers. Incredible. That versus battle, that was a great idea. Phenomenal Mexican said, Kurt, who you got, Marquez or Loma? I like Marquez because Marquez is a better fighter than Teofimo. We seen what Teofimo did to Loma. Marquez is a great fighter. I'm not sure Pacquiao's better than Marquez. When I look at all those fights, Marquez was right there, and he stamped the last fight with a vicious knockout of Pacquiao. But the Pacquiao Marquez, we the fans won because that was a tremendous four-fight series. But Marquez is truly a great fighter. When you talk about great Mexican fighters, you have to put him near the top, along with Salvador Sanchez and Ricardo Finito Lopez. I know Mexican boxing history. I was taught at a young age about all the great Mexican fighters. Mexican fighters you don't like really know about, like Baby Arizmendi. He was a Mexican fighter who beat the great Henry Armstrong three times. They had six fights. Armstrong won three. Arizmendi won three. The first Hispanic champion, the first Mexican champion was Solomon Garcia Smith back in 1897. He was the first fighter to win a world champion of Latin descent. Um, Mexican Joe Rivers was great as well. Kid Azteca, who had the most knockouts as a Mexican fighter, over 100, 114 to be precise. But, grew up watching Ruben Olivares. I used to watch Galavision, old Mexican channel. Every Saturday night, they would show fights that the American telecast wouldn't show. So I knew about Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. before he came to America, knocked out Roger Mayweather. I told my friends about him. He was going to be a problem, and now he's a legend. But I know about him early. I like to catch these guys early. Lupe Pintor and all those guys, man, and Ruben Castillo. So my knowledge goes real deep when you talk about the history of the Mexican fighters. My father told me about the great Puerto Rican fighters and Asian fighters. Across the board, he schooled me about all these guys. So I kind of knew he didn't want me to be one dimensional. So when you're multi-dimensional in anything, boxing, sports, politics, anything, pop culture, then you're gonna know what you need to know. Let me say in the chat. Bo One says Marco Antonio Barrera is my favorite Latino boxer. Yeah, those fights with Eric Morales. Oh man, what wars? What wars, man? Wow. Victor Griffin said Juan Manuel is definitely a better boxer than Pacquiao. Yeah, they styles matched up, man. Look at the Marquez versus Juan Diaz fight. Man, that was a terrific fight. You know how Marquez do that 1-2, then he'll come underneath with that uppercut. Man, that was a beautiful thing to watch. Manuel H said, Kurt Anderson, who wins between Mikey versus Thurman or he said at Johnny Q brought up Broner versus Thurman. I like Thurman. Even though Thurman is not what he used to, Mikey has great timing, but Mikey will have problems with Thurman athleticism. So I like Thurman in that fight, and I like Thurman against Broner because Broner wouldn't be busy enough for Thurman. But my worries about Thurman that in the second half of the fight, he would, he would allow them to get back in the fight and his body. John Kramer said, Kurt Anderson, what do you think about the new coach of the Tar Heels, Hubert Davis? Yeah, I like it. He's been with their staff for a long time. I believe 12 years. He played for them. I remember because I'm a North Carolina Tar Heel fan. From I believe 88 to 92. Hubert Davis, played for the Knicks, I believe, and made that shot against Miami in that playoff game. I believe, if my memory serves me right. It's a great hire. So congratulations to Hubert Davis, man. I love college sports. I watch rowing. I love college sports. The NBA can't compete with that March Madness tournament, and the Super Bowl can't compete with the SEC title game or the national championship. It's just a different energy because it's a wide open game. The defense can never catch up to the offense, and that's why you have high scores. So I'm a big college football fan. Of course, I love my University of Miami Hurricanes. I love the Hurricanes. They're not as good as they once was. Let me go back in the chat. Well, he said Johnny Bates said Marquez was great. Pepino Cuevas was a bone breaker. Yeah, Jose Pepino Cuevas, man, used to break people ribs and jaws. My father used to talk about him, and a lot of people thought he was going to beat Hearns, and Hearns opened everybody's eyes when he knocked out Cuevas in the second round. That's what put Tommy Hearns on the map. Tommy Hearns and Aaron Pryor won their titles on the same day, August 2nd, 1980. It was Hearns in the afternoon, then later on, Aaron Pryor. The same day, two of the greatest, yeah. Bowen said Pac-Man fought and beat all of the greatest Mexican boxers of my generation, but he also lost on. He lost to Marquez. You could have gave Marquez a couple of those fights, and remember, he beat Morales, but Morales outboxed Pacquiao in a beautiful fight. I was surprised that the way he beat Barrera, though, that opened my eyes. Pacquiao, a great fighter. His resume is bananas. Pacquiao, great, man. Let me see. I'm back in the chat. I answered that. I can't see his name. SF said, who's your college football squad? University of Miami Hurricanes. Man, I cried like a baby when they lost to Penn State. I thought for sure we was going to beat Penn State. They underestimated Penn State, and everybody was ragging at me on my job because I thought we was going to blow Penn State out. They had great defense. They had the linebacker, Shane Collins, but we had a powerhouse offensive team, but defense beats good offense, and Vinny Testaverde threw 5 interceptions that game. I'll never forgive him for that. Man, I was mad. Jonathan Thompson said, Kirk, I'm a Duke fan. We can't be friends. Oh, man, I enjoy. Sure we can. I enjoy North Carolina and Duke. Great rivalry, one of the best rivalries in all the sports, along with the Yankees and Red Sox. Long you're not a Cowboys or Red Sox fans, that we could be friends. I respect Duke a lot, man. Clean program, never got in trouble. Coach K, all the great players he done had. Let me see. Kurt Eric Monroe said, "Yo, Kurt, I was a Penn State student at the time. Oh man, I know you was going crazy, Kurt Eric Monroe. Man, certain things, man, stick with me. That I hate looking at that Miami Penn State game, and I hate looking at that Miami Notre Dame game when they call that fumble. It wasn't a fumble, Cleveland Gary, where he stretched the ball over the goal line and he lost control. Oh man, they robbed us of that game, man. That was a great game. Solo Productions in the super chat. I don't want to miss super chat. I love talking to you guys, man. Throwback question, Kurt. Who was your pick between De La Hoya and Mayweather? It was Mayweather because I thought De La Hoya would have trouble with Mayweather's speed. De La Hoya was a boxer, but strangely, he was kind of stiff and he couldn't beat boxers. I thought he beat Shane the second fight, though, to be fair to De La Hoya. I thought he lost to Pernell Whitaker. I thought he lost to Felix Stern. I thought De La Hoya beat Mosley in the second fight. He did lose to him in the first fight. And Mayweather, they had it close. I didn't have it that close, even though he fought well. I never did like Mayweather at 154. He looked good against Canelo. That was at 152. Kurt, which rivalry is bigger, UC and Duke or OC? Ooh, that's a good question, Bull One. Ohio State and Michigan. Oh, man, that's a great Bull One, man. Let me see. Woo! Oh, that's a hard one, but I got to come back to that. Give me 5 minutes. I got to think about that. Blue is back, but that's a good question. Man, I love talking to the chat, Blue.
Ohio State, Michigan, Kurt.
That's a great rivalry, but UNC and Duke with all the tradition and the players. Oh my gosh, man.
You, you,
That's a tough one, Blue.
you know why it's Ohio State and
Woo!
and uh, 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 and Michigan? Because it's only once a year. So the anticipation is different. When you get Duke in North Carolina, they play 2-3 times a year.
That if there's a dead heat, I'm telling you that's a really good question because I get up for both rivalries, man, and I'm an SEC fan, even though my team plays in the ACC, but I'm in front of my TV when Ohio State and Michigan play because they have to add seats. They already get 100,000 plus. They have to add extra seats to that rivalry game, man. It's incredible. What atmosphere, both of them.
Yep. The real Rick Rob, brother in the super chat. He said, salute, brother. Bomb squad. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, Kurt, let me ask you about this, right? So, salute to my brother, Money Brown TV. Go subscribe to Money Brown TV and get the likes to 1K, my peoples. Smash the like button. Get the likes up to 1K. Let's get the likes up to 1K, my peopleization. So, yeah, Kurt. So, Adrien Broner, he says that, that if he don't get a fight in 12 months, Kurt, he's going to look to get up out of there, right? I like the move to go to Triller because we have Regis Prograis. He went to Triller. There's a lot of talk of I'm hearing, Kurt, that they're going to pay Regis Prograis. He could get close to $3 million, Kurt, for that fight against
Wow.
Yeah, that's why I don't know how true it is, right? But I have people telling me he could get close to $3 million for that fight with Ivan Redcash.
Wow. They throwing money around like that?
Imagine that. Because you know what it is, Kurt? They're not invested in the sport of boxing. They invested in entertainment.
Right.
So you think, Kurt, if an entertainer, a rapper, he goes to a small venue, he gets 100,000, right? Not your local pub, but he gets 100,000, right? Imagine on a big stage that's like a concert. So how much they pay you to do the halftime show at the Super Bowl?
I really don't know.
Because I heard you get $1.5 million. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I heard.
I really don't know, but it seems like Triller's trying to be a major player. They looking at boxing as entertainment, and if they giving Prograis $3 million for the Red Catch fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a hefty purse for fighting Red Catch. I mean, you look at what Teofimo is making, then they become a major players. And like I said, I'm just baffled why PBC is so quiet. I mean, aren't they doing well financially?
I would think so, but I don't know what's going on. It's not adding up. TB Rice, my brother in Super Chat, Iron Bowl, #1, Magic City Classic, #2, HBCU. Oh, for sure. Yeah, man. Howard Homecoming, Kurt?
Oh, yes.
And Manuel H, my brother in the Super Chat, he said earlier, I said Mikey versus Thurman or Broner versus Thurman. Who you got, Blue? Mikey versus Thurman would be a more competitive fight, I believe. I don't know. Thurman Broner would be a big fight because of the buildup for the fight. Mikey Garcia is not so much of a talker like they are, so that would be a bigger fight. And you would, yeah. I mean, neither guy has been very active, Thurman or Broner. Mikey already fought Broner. So Thurman versus Mikey would be, in my opinion, the more competitive in the ring fight because we know, well, then again, We can't even say that because Mikey didn't look that great at 147. He didn't look good at all against Errol, and he didn't look good against Jesse Vargas. So I can't even say it's a more competitive fight. Broner versus Thurman would be a bigger fight, in my opinion. It would be a bigger fight. The buildup is bigger. That would just be a bigger fight to me. What you think, Kurt?
Well, Mikey and Thurman, I picked Thurman because of his athleticism. Mikey don't like when you move. He needs you to stand still. He looks good against fighters who stand in front of him, Sergey Limpinets or other fighters that he dominates. Earl moved and he doesn't like it. Even Vargas was giving him problems, but I knew it wasn't going to last. So he needs Thurman to stand still. Thurman athleticism would drive Mikey a little crazy. Thurman will be using a ring. Mikey wasn't like that. He needs you because he depends on timing. And for you to time somebody, they have to stand still. Your chances will be better. I think he will beat Mikey because of the style. Thurman and Broner, I like Thurman. I don't think Broner will be busy enough to beat Thurman. That's his Achilles heel. He doesn't throw enough punches. But the build-up would be fun, though.
Mm-hmm. Ball one, my brother in the super chat, he said, "Big bros, do y'all think Mike can shake up the boxing world with getting fights together a new way?" Let me tell you something. Mike Tyson will make all these fights happen. I finally watched that episode, Kurt. And shout out to Donald Natter, 66-year-old G Grant, Triple OG in the building. What's good with you? I love listening to Triple OG when he be coming on Fred's show, man. Great knowledge, man. Triple OG, I love listening to you, great brother. But Mike Tyson will make all these fights, Kurt. Mike Tyson will make these fights. Mike Tyson's like, man, you need to fight him. You need to fight him. He ain't with all the talking, man. Make the fights happen. You know, Mike, if he was a promoter, man, Mike would be making these fights happen, man. What you think, Kurt?
Yeah, Mike. We're talking about hot boxing with Mike Tyson. That episode was epic with Leonard Hearns and Mosley. You know, he was just amping up the set, talking about fighting this guy and Leonard Hearns fighting. He was just playing it up. And Mike sounded like a promoter sitting there talking. He sounded like a promoter. Just sitting there amping up the set. I liked it. I thought it was a lot of fun and. Yeah, Mike will make a good promoter. He will force some guys to fight. He would. He really would.
Mm-hmm. I think he'd be great for it. DeHaven Alexander, brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on us in the super chat. He said, "Tell Kurt I think he's really Bomac." Unreal, man.
Chat is funny. I don't know what to say about that, but I just love boxing. I love sports, man, and boxing. But Bomac gave him great instructions. He gave Hooker great instructions. You can give a fighter instructions, but if you don't have the fighter to execute it, then it's not going to work. But Bomac is not a bad trainer. I know people get on him for other things, but he's really not. When you listen to him, he knows what he's talking about.
He's actually a good trainer.
Yeah.
He's a good trainer. A very good trainer. He's one of the best trainers. Jonathan Simon, my brother in the super chat. He said, "Blue and Kurt, how would Corrales versus Marquez play out?" Oh, I think Corrales will win that fight. I think he's too big for Marquez. What you think, Kurt?
Yeah, size will play a big part. Marquez, great fighter, man. Corrales hits real hard, and he will have the reach, and he threw short punches, which I like for a tall fighter. I think the strength of Corrales will play a major part. Marquez, and I still can't believe that Bradley beat him, but I was really wrong about that fight. But Corrales too big, too big.
Yeah, too big for him, man. And he hit hard. He's rangy. No. He'll be too much for Marquez. Marquez won't be able to get on the inside against him. And he's too flat-footed for Corrales.
And you got to remember, Marquez, with all his greatness, he did have lapses on defense because he'd get knocked down. The knockdowns he suffered against Pacquiao costing him fight. He did lose to Little Hagler, Freddie Norwood, early in his career though. What's that guy? Chris John, I believe, and he got knocked down against Casitas, which I believe, and I was surprised. But Marquez, great fighter though, but Corrales too big.
Man, remember how they was perceiving Chris John after he beat Marquez, man?
Yeah, like he was
Like he was
like
Floyd Mayweather.
yeah, they was really big on Chris John. I didn't see nothing spectacular about Chris John, but they thought he was like the it factor.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I never thought so.
Me neither. Emmanuel H. Brother in Super Chat. Who gives Prime Floyd the most problems, Bud or EJ? Also, if Canelo and Floyd rematch at catchweight, who you got? I got Floyd over everybody. Who would give him the most problems? I would say, oh man, that's good because I would think Terrence Crawford would give him most problems because he's more versatile. The fact that he could switch from southpaw to orthodox, he give him different looks. Errol Spence is, he could give you different looks. He can make adjustments, but for the most part, you're gonna get, Errol Spence is more lethargic with his approach, and that's not going to work. You got to speed up the pace against Floyd Mayweather. Very, very fast pace. Terrence Crawford could do that, but the problem with Terrence Crawford is he's going to give him more openings too, right? They both get hit, but Terrence Crawford going to give him more openings because he's going to take more chances. So, and in a rematch against Canelo, it doesn't matter. He's just too skilled for Canelo. Canelo's too flat-footed for him. What you think, Kurt?
Good question. I will probably say Crawford by a hair, but they will both give Mayweather problems, man. It would not be easy for Floyd because if Zab Judah could give him problems, so can Spence and Crawford, but they will sustain it. They wouldn't fade like Zab Judah would, but I still say Floyd will win, but it would not be a walk in the park with either fighter, Crawford and Spence. With Canelo, the style, Canelo feet are too slow for Floyd. Too slow. Floyd, what you say?
I said far too slow.
Yeah, far too slow. Floyd was mixing up his attack. He was moving left, moving right, moving back. And Canelo didn't know what to do. He was just outclassed. It's just a bad matchup. Floyd's style is all wrong for Saul Canelo Alvarez.
Too far wrong. Bo one, my brother in Super Chat. Who wins? Kelly Pavlik, Paul Williams. Kelly Pavlik. Depends. Kelly Pavlik, in my opinion, before he fought Bernard Hopkins, man, that version of Kelly Pavlik, I'm picking Kelly Pavlik. Paul Williams, he just threw punches and just no power on him, just a lot of punches, a lot of activity. And Paul Williams and Kelly Pavlik, a lot of power, man. And he catch you in between like he did Jermaine Taylor, it's over. And Paul Williams going to give you them same openings. What you think, Kurt?
Yeah, that's pretty much what I would say. Pavlik, straight right hand will cause Paul Williams. Paul Williams was a volume puncher who threw, a lot of punches. He didn't set nothing up. He just threw them just to be throwing them. Kelly Pavlik, before Hopkins, was a good fighter. I picked him to beat Jermaine Taylor.
Me too.
I picked him. I thought I liked his power. I think he would stop Paul Williams.
Me too. I think he's gonna knock him out. Paul Williams, he make too many mistakes. Too many.
I thought Lara outboxed Paul Williams, but they gave it to Paul Williams.
Mm-hmm. Oh, West say Errol Spence is patient. Yeah, that's the problem. You can't be patient with Floyd Mayweather.
The trick of beating Floyd is you can't let him fight at his pace. You got to force the fight.
Right.
Leonard said it on Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson. They asked, "How would you fight Floyd?" And he said it. He said I would have to bring out all my tools. And he said it before years ago. He said you can't afford for him to just lay back and pot shot and let him think. You have to force the fight, Floyd. You gotta, force him to fight at your pace, not his pace. That's first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he said there is no one way to beat him. You gotta throw everything at him. And if you're lethargic and you're taking your time, you're losing rounds. My brother Bishop in the super chat, he said, Blue and Kurt, what's your favorite fight y'all seen? Mine is Ike Corte de la Hoya. It's not the best fight, just my favorite. Yeah. I think he asked us this last week. Bishop, you asked us the same thing last week. My all-time favorite fight is, I can't have a hard time narrow it down to one, but I would say Sugar Ray Leonard versus Hearns or Hagler won. I mean, Hearns won or Hagler fight. I like the fact that he showed strategy. Remember what he said, Kurt? At the end of every 30 seconds, in the last of the end of every round, let me know. Remember he said that, and he would flurries and steal around. He told his corner, "Let me know when I got 30 seconds left, so he could steal around." That showed to do that in a boxing match, to have that awareness, man. That's awesome, man. That's awesome, man. To say to your corner, so that means in the fight, he said, "You know something? I could just steal rounds from this dude. Just give me enough time at the end of every round, and I could just steal around." Hey, tell me how much, man. That I love that. I love that. What you think, Kurt? What's yours though?
Mine is Leonard Hearns because it was a super fight, super duper fight, and not only live up to expectations but surpass expectations. I've never seen two fighters that in the same fight, let alone a rematch, change styles. Leonard, who was the boxer, became the slugger in the second half of the fight, and Hearns, who was the stalker, became the stalk. And a lot of people were surprised that Hearns was outboxing Leonard. I was. Me and my father, uncles, we all were. We was very surprised he was outboxing Leonard. But that was a great fight. How it ended, it was an unbelievable fight that I will never forget that night. But it was Leonard Hearns won.
And Curry, he told him on Hot Box. Sugar Ray Leonard said, "Tommy couldn't box. He was a puncher." He said, "I was outboxing you."
Yep.
I was outboxing you. Hey man, I can, and Kurt, man, I can listen to them two sit there and talk to each other all day. Don't they remind you of like your dad and your uncle, and you just sit there and listening to them talk, man? Imagine sitting in the backyard of the barbecue listening to them talk.
Absolutely. The rivalry and their friends like Ali and Frazier, we've been blessed to have rivalries like that. That's iconic and legendary, and I'm glad they're still here where they trade stories. That episode is my favorite by Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson because you can always go back and listen to them when they stood up and they put their fists in each other's face. That's great theater, man. I love it because it reminds you of when they was young.
Kurt, he said, "Hey man, this dude just touched my chin." Remember he said?
Mm-hmm. And Shane Mosley sitting there smiling, and and Mike Tyson amping up the set. Don't hit him, don't hit him, Tommy. Don't.
He said it's about love. It's about love, Tommy.
And those two, man. As big as Leonard and Duran was, Leonard Hearns was even bigger.
And Mike was going in, right? He said, "Man, the judges loved you. Everybody loves Sugar." He said, "You was already losing and going in the fight, Tommy." Tommy said, "Hey man, where was you 30 years ago?" I needed you 30 years ago. Man. And Sugar, what he say? He said, "Let's see the second fight." Sugar said, "I don't want to see that fight." Turn that
Yeah,
off.
Hearns won that fight.
Yeah, he said my favorite fight is the first one. He said, I bet it was.
Yeah, that's classic. Classic.
Oh man, loved it, man. Loved it, man. Thanks, Kurt, for putting me on to that because I would have missed that one. I would have missed that one. And Shane Mosley, remember Shane Mosley said Floyd Mayweather's biggest mistake was he thought I couldn't hurt him. Remember he said that?
Mm-hmm. That was interesting, and he broke that down in the YouTube when it first happened. Floyd said, my mistake. I got too close to Shane, and he hit me with the right hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. DP Rockham, brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on us in the super chat. Salute Blue and Kurt. Question: if Kenyon Martin hadn't broke his leg in 2000, I think Cincinnati would have beat Michigan State with Mateen Cleaves and Mo Pete. Break it down. Yeah, I think so too, man. That was an unfortunate injury, man. But Michigan State, man, and they have they're like the Patriots, man. They have a program, man. It's a system, and it's hard to beat, man. It's like the Alabama and Clemson now. They have a system, and I think they still may have nullified Kenyon Martin though. But it would have been very interesting to see him there. But I think they still would have nullified Kenyon Martin, man, because he still was limited offensively, but he would have impacted them defensively on the boards. What you think, Kurt?
Yeah, I remember the 2000 season, Mateen Cleaves, and see, Michigan State is a mentally tough program. The program is tough. Every player that comes across, because Tom Izzo believe in playing a tough schedule. They always play the top teams early in the season. They are what you call a tournament ready team. They played a tough schedule. I mean, every year early on, and it gets them ready for the tournament. And I believe it was a tough game. Would have been a tougher game with Kenyon Martin because he was a very good player. But I still say Michigan State would have won. I think they were destined to win.
Me too. Manuel H, brother in super chat. 50 people tried to force the pace, and 50 people failed. He said, got one more for y'all. Prime Roy Jones versus Charlo or Benavidez or Ward. Who you got? Oh, I got Roy Jones in all of them. The toughest fight out of all of them is going to. This is no slight to nobody, because these guys sometimes they be sensitive. Current. This is no slight, but Charlo and Benavidez would be an easy fight for Roy Jones. Andre Ward would be the toughest fight because Andre Ward is very, very technical. Andre Ward has a high ring IQ. Andre Ward has great punching placement. The difference would be Roy Jones's athletic ability with his punching power. And Andre Ward's not the fastest guy, but he would give Roy Jones a very, very tough technical fight because he's similar. Like it would be a similar approach like Bernard Hopkins, but that you still Roy Jones in his prime, no. Benavidez and Charlo, they flat-footed, they're in trouble. They don't even stand a chance. Andre Ward's the best chance, and he still loses. What's your thoughts, Kurt?
Yeah, Roy was just on a different planet. I seen him at the Garden when he fought Brian Brannon, and he threw that left uppercut, double left hook with the same hand. I said, I haven't seen this combination since Sugar Ray Robinson. At his best, Roy was one of the very best fighters I've ever seen in my life. Very dynamic, and I've seen them all, but Benavidez, not a chance. It would have looked like the Julio Gonzalez fight. Yeah, he was too flat-footed. Charlo, too flat-footed, easy fights. He would have beat them in the same night. Ward, very difficult fight because Ward is a very good fighter. You won't call him great. You can. He hasn't lost a fight since he was 12 or 13 years old. Very technical, high boxing IQ. Him and Virgil, they was on the same page. Had great chemistry. But Roy still would beat him, but it would not be easy. So I like Roy all three of those fights.
Mm-hmm. He's just Roy Jones is a different level. Dolly Antoinette, the queen in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on us in the super chat. Smash the like button, kings and queens. Sorry, Blue, I was tied up with a bunch of mess. Salute Kurt and everyone in the chat. Peace and blessings to you, queen. Yeah, I got your message earlier. Blessings to you. Hope
What's
all
up, Dolly? What's up? I love your pictures, by the way.
The Haven Alexander, the brother in the super chat, dropping that 3/4 of a dub on us in the super chat. Say some prayers for DMX. I am from New York City. This is sad. Yeah, I agree, man.
Oh man.
I agree, man. It don't even feel real, man. Don't even feel real, brother. It's different, man. It's unbelievable, man. You can be so successful and have so much money and still just be in a bad space, man. My brother Bishop in the super chat. Who you got, Shakur or Devin? This fight will hurt my heart, honestly, because I love both of them the same, honestly. But if I got to pick, it's Devin. I would pick personally. I think this is the super fight in the future. Um, I would personally pick Devin Haney. I give him a slight edge because I believe he has quicker feet. And I think that would allow him to utilize the ring more. It allows him to get out of trouble, you know. So I would pick Devin Haney, and I pick him to win split decision victory. But it'd be a tough fight like Floyd and Zab. It'd just be a tougher fight all the way through. What's your thoughts, Kurt?
Probably Devin because of the athleticism. I mean, Shakur is athletic, but Devin is athletic and he has length. But with them two, it's uh, who will what's the word I'm looking for? Man, my train of thought is all over the place. I
It's tough.
like Devin. I like Devin. I like Devin because of the athleticism and the length. It was a word I was looking for. I can't find it in my Rolodex of mine. But it's not an easy fight. It will be a very boring fight because no punches will land. It
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't. No punches would land. It would look like Purnell and Floyd. No punches would land. Like Hopkins and Winky Wright, the ugly fight. It will be a fight the fans will not be happy with because they're defensive responsible. So, but I like Devin. But you know, if Shakur uh, if a fighter keeps improving, whoever improves the most out of both guys, but right now I will take Devin. When I say improve, is not the word I'm looking for, but I use it improve. Right now, I can assess better in another year or two.
Mm-hmm. It's who's going to make the least amount of mistakes. And Devin is more rangy. He's 5'8", and he has a 72-inch arm reach. Shakur has a 68-inch arm reach. That's going to play a major part. And Devin seems to have quicker feet, Kurt. That's going to play a major part.
And that's the X factor. And I keep telling people, when you're dealing with a fighter with quick feet, man, it is the absolute X factor. It's hard to beat a fighter with fast footwork and who's defensive responsible. It's hard because now you talk about the pure sweet science, which is boxing, because we think of boxing, the guy being tough and hit hard, but once you talk about a guy that can box and uses fast footwork and defense, it becomes like really, really hard to neutralize him. Very difficult. He can neutralize you, but you can't neutralize him.
Mm-hmm. Solo production, brother, back in the super chat. He said, Kurt Blue, if you had 100 grand to bet, who are you putting your money on, Spence or Crawford? I could tell you what, I'm putting 50 on Crawford and 50 on Spence. That's what I'm doing, bro. I ain't putting a hundo on neither one of them. I'm putting 50 on Arrow and 50 on Bud. What you doing, Kurt?
Well, I say it's a 50-50 fight. Something tells me, that little tiny voice in my pit of my stomach telling me I will lean to Crawford.
Mm-hmm. I ain't leaving nobody with $100,000, Kurt. No, sir. 50 and 50. At the very least, Kurt, I'm walking away with 100. I'm getting my hundo back, Kurt.
I hear that. That's a diplomatic way to solve it.
Yep. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. That, you know what that comes down to me, Kurt? Is the unknown. And what I mean by the unknown, Kurt, is what they're going through in life. You know what I mean? Because those are things that we don't take into consideration. How's he feeling today? The things we don't know. You know what I mean?
Yep.
How's he feeling today? Did he wake up with a migraine like Scottie Pippen did to us in Game 7 with the Pistons? You know, like those little things that we just don't take into consideration. We automatically think they walk in the ring 100% because they at the fight. That's what that's gonna come down to. And no, I'm not with that. Victor Griffin, my brother in the super chat. Kurt, didn't Marquez get in the Chris John fight? He said that Marquez he should have won the fight, Kurt.
I remember that fight vaguely. I think Marquez didn't. That fight was in Chris John's hometown, right?
Yeah. That's when they said Chris John, he got the hometown decision.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back and look at that fight. I kind of forgot about that fight, so I had to look at it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, me too. DeHaven Alexander, my brother, dropping that half a dub on us in the super chat. And smash the like button. Get the likes to 1K, my peoples. Tell Dahlia sorry for the mess, but drop that 0 and get with this hero. You heard? How you know that's what she talk about, DeHaven Alexander? Kurt, how you know that's what she talking about?
Yeah, I know.
He automatically DeHaven Alexander, boy. Between her and Jalen, man, he been going hard.
I see.
Yeah, Bo won, the brother in the super chat. Do y'all remember Rosario versus Camacho, the first fight? I remember that got me hooked.
I remember that fight. It was big because it's one of the biggest fights between two Puerto Rican fighters, and I remember Rosario hurting Camacho. It changed his whole career. He didn't like to get hit, and he was aggressive before the Rosario fight, and then after that fight, he got hurt in the 11th. But before that, he got hurt in the 6th, I believe, maybe the 7th. He got Rosario had a terrific left hook, and it buckled him real bad, and the Gardner was going crazy. But he wasn't the same after that. He became safety first. That was his problem, and he wasn't the same fighter.
Yeah, he admitted it too. Remember, Kurt?
Mm-hmm. He didn't like getting hit.
Yeah, he admitted it. Kashif Dixon, brother in the super chat, he said, Blue and Kurt, what's your thoughts on Eubanks Jr. retiring to pursue a career in poker? Is that legit? Somebody else told me that, but is that real? I didn't even look into it, but did you hear that, Kurt?
I didn't hear that. This is my first time hearing it. He has a right to retire. Boxing is a tough business because you have to love the sport. If you don't love it, then you shouldn't be in it. I mean, Sugar Ray Robinson was an anomaly. He didn't like it at all, but it was business. But what Eubanks Jr., if he feels he wants to do something else, then he has a right to. Boxing is tough, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not surprised at any of the moves these guys make. BP man, boxing fan, salute my brother in the super chat. Blue and Kurt, what do you think about Shakur moving up without fighting Mr. Gary Russell Jr.? Hey man, I'm not surprised. I don't know what's going on with Gary Russell. He's gonna fight. When is his fight, Kurt?
Ain't it sometime? I thought it was April or May, right? I don't even know, man. I kind of forget about Gary Russell, man. And he's such a good fighter, but out of sight, out of mind, man. I forget about him. He's not busy enough, so I forgot all about him, to be honest with you. And it's not good. It's not a good situation.
No, it's really not, man. He's supposed to fight what's his name? But it's not even on box right. Ray Vargas. They saying let's look at it. There's still no date. Supposed to fight Ray Vargas, but there's no date, so I don't know, man. But when you look at uh 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 you know uh Shakur Stevenson moving up, man. I'm not, Shakur Stevenson, Gary Russell Jr. I don't think it was ever realistic.
Nope, it wasn't. I say that with confidence. And what we ain't getting those fights. The Colberts and they're gonna be fighting other people and people you never heard of. We're not getting those fights, man. I'm not even confident. I'm not gonna sit here and cape for anybody or nothing. We're not getting those fights. We're all excited. Oh, Colbert and Shakur. We try to interchange parts and Tank and Colbert and Tank and Shakur. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Nope. Not going to happen, people. We ain't getting them. They're going to start moving out the division and then they're going to be scattered. And I'll be surprised if we get Tank and Ryan Garcia. I don't see it happening.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. That's another fight, Kurt. And smash the like button, people. Let's smash that like button. Get the likes to 1K. Get the likes up to 1K. If you haven't smashed it, smash it. Wipe your feet before you come inside. Ring my doorbell before you walk in the house. Let's get the likes up to 1K. We should have been at a K already. Let's get the likes to 1K. What you think about they saying that Ryan Garcia and Javier Fortuna is going to be made?
Yeah, I heard it's made. I heard the contract's been signed, and he's supposed to announce it tomorrow. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. So that's a good fight, but it's not the fight that we clamor for. It's a good test for Garcia because we want to see if Fortuna has enough left in the tank because of his experience and his awkwardness to test how would Ryan deal with that. It's a good fight. It's a solid fight, but we want to see the fight that we our mouth water for, like Tank and Ryan. That sounds much much better. But I guess we have to take Fortuna for now. Like when you was gone, and I was talking to the chat, and I was telling them how when Haney and Russell was going back and forth, their reps was going back and forth, and people was getting hyped. They was going to fight, and somebody sent over a bogus contract, and I kind of knew it wasn't going to happen. And then when Tang and Ryan was going back and forth, I said, "Oh, that's the boy who cried wolf syndrome. It ain't going to happen." And do you hear anything from all those fighters I mentioned? No.
No. And Kurt, isn't it like it's like so Ryan Garcia's gonna fight Devin Haney's man? Why can't he just fight Devin Haney?
Yeah, I know. Your guess is as good as mine. We're not getting those fights. Colbert's going to be fighting people that's lost in the haystack, a needle in the haystack. We're not getting these fights, man. We're not going to get them. We could have a golden age. I'm surprised we're getting Ramirez and Taylor. That's why I'm looking forward to it because in this climate, we're not getting fights. But whoever put that fight together, kudos goes to them. It's for undisputed, and kudos goes to Ramirez and Taylor for making it happen. And that fight is next month, and I can't wait. It's highly anticipated. I haven't heard anything from Spence and you guys. Why that's not being mentioned?
How come it's always a big secret?
It's April already. I mean, that would be a good fight for the summer. I haven't heard anything.
Right.
I'm tired of. I don't know what's going on with Joshua and Fury and the arbitration with Wilder. I haven't heard anything. Wilder should be fighting warm up fight Charles Martin and then Dillian. Well, I don't know. I'm like fed up, man. I mean, I just I'm not going to turn my back to boxing. I love the sport too much. We do. I mean, I did like Chocolatito and Estrada fight. A great fight. I did like the Ted Cheeseman fight against forgot the guy who fought, but you know, so it's just enough to keep me there. It's
Mm-hmm.
just enough, So I'll be looking forward to Ramirez and Taylor. That's why I keep mentioning it. I think it's going to be tremendous.
Yeah, Kurt. It's just in my opinion, man. It's like what's the I don't understand what all the secretive be like. We can't say nothing. Like just UFC don't have that issue, Kurt. Now here you have Ryan Garcia. He fought Luke Campbell to beat Devin Haney mandatory. You have Javier Fortuna his mandatory. Instead of them fighting Devin Haney, they're gonna fight each other. And here we have, Eddie Hearn once again telling us we're gonna get an official announcement on Friday.
Man, with Haney and Linares, it's the same fight as Garcia and Fortuna. Two young guys fighting two experienced guys who good enough to be in the ring with them, but we don't know how much they have left in the gas tank. That's what it is. It's carbon copy of each fight.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, you get Devin Haney that's trying to fight. Why is he trying to fight his mandatory and his mandatory trying to fight his mandatory?
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's frustrating, but it is what it is. We have to see UFC. They can't afford to be like how boxing is, and it's good. It's
Mm-hmm.
good for a UFC fan. They can't afford to treat their fans like boxers. And boxing has a long tradition of culture and great fights. So, like Bob Arum said, you can kick a boxer fan anywhere you want them to go, and that's what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Little Scrappy brother in the super chat dropping that half a dub on us in the super chat. He said, I appreciate all fighters being from DC looking at Gary Russell's career. He should retire at 26. Tank versus Gary would be huge for the DMV. Born, raised, and love DC. Blue, have you been to DC? Oh, man, I'm in DC all the time, great brother. All the time. I love DC, man. I love.
Man, I used to love DC. DC. I love DC. I used to go to the Ritz. There was a club, and I used to go to Ben's Chili Bowl. They have the best chili, and there was a restaurant called Oohs and Ahs, and I think did Gladys Knight have that restaurant in DC? Yeah, I forgot the name of it. Not Oohs and Ahs. That was like built like a house, but it was a restaurant. I used to go there, but I've been going to DC since the '80s. But great boxing tradition. That would be a huge fight. See, like Tank and Gary, they not capitalizing on fans being there or Charlon Benavidez from Texas. See, you can make them fights,
Mm-hmm.
but and then you ain't gonna hear nothing with Charlon Benavidez. That's next. It's slowing down already.
Mm-hmm. It ain't gonna happen.
Nope.
It ain't gonna happen. Smash the like button, man. Get the likes to 1K. Smash that like button, man. Get the likes up to 1K. I love DC, man. I'm in DC all the time. Every time they got a fight down there, me and my brother Fred, we link up down there, boy. We always in DC, man. Man, H brother back in the super chat dropping that dub on us in the super chat. He says these situations that make you want to say, you know what really grinds my gears? These fighters ducking each other and trying to use every excuse in the book to justify it. Shaking my head. I can't wait to come back on. I'm on they butts. Oh, I can't wait to come back on. I'm on they butt. Yeah, man. It's just like Curry, man. I'm to the point where I hope they get some sort of announcement on Friday, man. Something, Kurt. Even if it's, listen, we ain't fighting Deontay Wilder getting the trilogy. Good. Or we all fighting Deontay Wilder gonna fight Dillian White. Good.
Yeah, so everything is just secretive, and you don't know what's going to happen. When is Crawford supposed to make an announcement?
He was supposed to make an announcement last week. Last week, Kurt.
It is what it is. I would just sit back and wait and see what happens as boxing fans.
Man, at least we got Ennis this week. And here's the thing, Kurt. This is the thing that bothers me about the sport of boxing. You have Shakur Stevenson is the WBO mandatory, right? Everybody is understanding that he gets the winner. That's all we talked about, right, Kurt? He gets the winner. He gets the winner. Now Jamel Herring win the fight, and now we getting all talks of Jamel Herring and Oscar Valdez, which I'm not opposed to. It's a unification bout. But why are we just stay on course? Give Shakur Stevenson his opportunity. So now Shakur Stevenson is going to have to go through the politics. What are we doing? It's just not necessary.
It's not necessary. You're right. You're right.
Yeah. Hey, Kurt, was there any talk of Carl Frampton and Oscar Valdez? None, right?
None. Nope.
Carl Frampton said, "Hey, I beat Jamel Herring. I want to fight Shakur in Ireland." Now all of a sudden we getting Jamel Herring. He's putting out posts. I would love to fight Oscar Valdez. What are we doing? Man.
I thought Shakur was fighting to Stay Busy fight June 12th on ESPN.
He is.
He is, right?
Yeah, but from what he was saying, they got 30 days to negotiate, He shouldn't even fight June 12th, Kurt.
Yeah, he should go straight,
Go straight into Jamel Herring fight. If I'm Shakur Stevenson, hey, listen, we ain't fighting June 12th. We ain't fighting June 12th. It's not necessary. Go ahead and negotiate with Jamel Herring right now. Because he fight June 12th, that means they're going to say he ain't ready till August. That means Jamel Herring is going to start negotiating because he fought in April. So he's going to start negotiating the fight in July. Don't give him no reason if you Shakur. None. I don't even know, Kurt, why did they even schedule a fight for June 12th? That's a long ways off from April.
Yeah.
Kurt, that's 2.5 months. Why? I could see if he was going to fight the end of April.
We also got Joe Smith Jr. this Saturday, too, as well.
Yeah. Loma versus Nakatani in June. Emmanuel H. brother in the super chat dropping that half a dub on us in the super chat. He said UFC has caught up and they're putting out big fights dang near twice a month. Boxing keep playing and they're going to lose more fans and not be able to recover as the dominant contact sport like it used to be. That's a fact. Hardcore fans going to be here, but the casuals going to be gone. It's just like they already got a date and everything for Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier trilogy. Already, Kurt. They just fought.
Mm-hmm.
They just fought, Kurt. They already got the trilogy set. And we still waiting for a ruling. When Wilder and Fury could have already fought. We wouldn't have to talk about arbitration, mediations, or none of this. They should have already fought at this point in time. We could just be talking about, hey, man, Joshua just got to get around the Usyk fight so he can fight for undisputed. Man, Dion Williams, my brother in Super Chat, do you all believe 2021 will potentially alter boxing history with the lack of big fights? I am convinced the inactivity is going to cause a major upset in 2022. The Lord's willing. Man, if they continue on this course, man, it's frustrating. Me and Kurt. You know,
Boxing can't continue like this. It can't. It just can't.
no.
It's been surviving and surviving, but it's getting worse by the day, and something got to give, or else, man, it's going to be almost obsolete. It's going to be to the point where you ain't going to know the fighters. It's going to be like, I don't know, rugby, But it's in a terrible situation right now, and it's not like we don't have the fighters. We have
Right.
the fighters, but it's even worse because they're not fighting each other. We have the fighters to have a golden era, believe it or not. We
Yeah,
have that.
we have it, Kurt. Man. Hey, Kurt, when Floyd fought, there wasn't this many fighters in his division that was on this level.
Right.
He had to seek them out in different divisions. He didn't have it. Man, these dudes is in the same division, Kurt.
They're right there with each other and look the other way.
Hey, Kurt, how many times Floyd fought? 5 times with big fights in the same division.
Yeah, he had to like go to different divisions. Yeah.
Man, these dudes, they could fight 4 or 5 times in the same division and they big fights. We should be, like I said, Kurt, I hope Deontay Wilder gets this trilogy because he's contractually obligated to get it. But Kurt, I wanted to see him fight Dillian White anyway. I wanted to see him fight what's his name? Andy Ruiz Jr. anyway.
Yeah, when you have to put Andy Ruiz and Areola on pay-per-view, it's a problem.
Major problem, Kurt.
I won't be ordering, that's for sure.
DeHaven Alexander, brother in Super Chat. He said, tell Dahlia, let's go, champ. Man, you better leave Dahlia alone. Almost. Smash the like button, my peoples. Get the likes all the way up. Let's get on out of here, go, Kurt, man.
Yeah, it was a great weekend. Nonetheless, boxing is not in a good state, but I had a great weekend watching a variety of things, man. And I'm gonna go watch the Gonzaga and Baylor game, and it was fun talking to the chat. Great show, Blue, as always. Thank you for all the super chats and the support, people. My name is Curtis Anderson, aka Kurt Sugar, and we will see you tomorrow. That Joe Smith Jr. fight is Saturday, right? Yeah.
It's Saturday, yeah. And Sergey Lipinets is Saturday with Jaron Ennis. Huge fight.
And one more thing before we go, Jaron Ennis better be careful. You got to have a good team around you because his career can be slowed. The more people he beat that we know about and he wins impressively, he's going to get ducked.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to slow his career down. Remember I said that. He's going to have a hard time getting fights.
Yep, I agree,
Well,
Kurt.
yep. So we'll see how, if he blows out Sergey Lipinets this Saturday, watch how he gets stagnated. I'm just saying. But, let's get out of here, Blue.
Yep. Let me pay the bills real quick. We got to go support my brother, Terrence Bailey Sr. On the mic with Terrence Bailey Sr., man. They have a big event coming up July 5th, the day after that Monday after the 4th of July. 4th of July falls on a Sunday this year. They're going to have an Operation Frederick Douglass Operation Frederick Douglass on the Hill historic mural being painted by world's famous artist Michael Rosado and commissioned by the Frederick Douglass family. It will be placed in the oldest African American community in the United States in the Hill community of Eastern Maryland to be unveiled this summer, July 5th. Please support the effort by donating to the $50,000 goal. Go to Operation Frederick Douglass on the Hill on Facebook and follow and donate there. Once again, you can find it on Facebook. Go to Operation Frederick Douglass on the Hill. It's on Facebook and follow there and donate there. Also, you can go and follow them on It's Your Radio with a Z, yours with a Z. Every Sunday, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. And also, you can find them on live975.com radio. So go support them. Go support Terrence Bailey Sr. on the mic with Terrence Bailey Sr. This mural will be painted by world famous Michael Rosado. So make sure y'all tune in and go on Facebook and check them out. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notification. Follow us on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all we got for y'all. Peace.
Peace.